from my end, my objective from this interview interaction is trying to find ways to increase the benefits for the merchant themselves. So it's not just being known as a Bitcoin Cash merchant, but also there's other applications and avenues they can take to better expose, sell their product, or bring attention to themselves. Hi, I'm Bitcoin Jason, and I'm here with Joe Ma from Paytaca. Paytaca is one of the leading apps that's up and coming in the Bitcoin Cash environment. And I'm just amazed of the progress that these guys have made, both in merchant adoption and retail adoption. These guys have the tools for merchants to be able to expand what they would normally miss out on had they not been in the Bitcoin Cash space. Over to Jamar. Jamar, tell us about Paytaka, what it does, and how our merchants here in the Bitcoin Cash City can uh, basically capitalize on this technology that you guys have developed there in the Philippines.
Hello, Jason. Thank you for having me here. Yeah, Paytaca, we are based in the Philippines. We are primarily uh, an e-wallet, a crypto wallet company focused on Bitcoin Cash. We are trying to show and demonstrate to the public, to the world, that Bitcoin Cash is usable for commerce, and it's the best digital money out there for real world commerce. So that's what we are focusing on. That's why our name is Paytaca. So pay is very like core to what we are doing. So we're making it easy for people, for merchants to accept payments. So aside from the wallet, we also build other tools for to make it easier for businesses to accept payments. Like we have our POS app. We have launched our marketplace. This is a way for our merchants to sell their products in online, and which will be accessible to users of our wallet. So this could be something for places like in Townsville where you already have merchants that accept Bitcoin Cash. So our marketplace can be a way, an avenue for these merchants to sell their products, and it would be easy for the wallet users to order. And there's also an aspect about the logistics part. So we engage freelance riders to deliver the orders that are made through the marketplace. So this can allow for like a way for other people to earn Bitcoin Cash, because yeah, we are not using dollars, we're not using any fiat, we're using Bitcoin Cash for payments, and that's also the very reason why um, we don't have overhead. Practically, we have zero overhead on payment processing because we're using Bitcoin Cash, no credit cards, nothing, and we are able to translate this savings in our cost in payment processing. We're able to translate this into lower prices of products that are listed in our marketplace. As a result, we have like from our comparison here locally, our marketplace is at least 20% cheaper than competitors like Uber and Foodpanda. And so it's really something very attractive. It's a compelling value proposition for normal people who would otherwise not try using crypto at all because of some negative image about crypto, but because they can see that they can save a lot of money, and it's as easy to use as other platforms, then they'll probably give us a try.
And what a fascinating thing is, unlike Visa and MasterCard, where you hand over your card information, this is just basically choose what you want, scan for the customer, scan and the order is in. The merchant ships out the product. a guy can earn extra money, extra Bitcoin Cash on the side by delivering that product. This is just wonderful for established merchants that accept Bitcoin Cash. They are able to expand their reach by not only having their products online. I saw the marketplace. It's like a full-on ad, like a yellow pages or a phone directory of the merchant there. It looks beautiful, and you got like the photo of like the meal or whatever it is, and then when a customer goes and clicks on it and pays, the the merchant gets paid non-refundable, gets repaid, and then the delivery driver gets to go out and on his way. It's just fantastic, and you don't even need a bank account. So I could even be in the Philippines. This is what's crazy. I could be in the Philippines in my hotel unit and order
Yeah.
from I can order from this store here called, I'm not vegetarian, but I could order a meal from Batam, like an iced coffee.
Mm.
So this is fantastic.
Yeah. And I may add, the one of the other things that merchants find like better for the Paytaca marketplace is that their earnings are not held in like by the company. We don't hold the money. Unlike in alternatives, their sales are held by the company, and sometimes it takes weeks before they get that money. And assuming that you don't have so-called violations in your
Yeah,
accounts because they deduct certain
yeah,
penalties, uh, and in this case, no, it's peer-to-peer electronic cash at its finest. So when the customer pays, it goes to an escrow contract. We don't even have custody of the money. And when the payment is released from the escrow, it goes directly to the merchant. So yeah, so the added value of this to the merchants is that there's no more holding period for their sales. They
yeah.
get paid instantly.
Fantastic. Because I was talking to Delish. Now, Delish is like a pizza burger bar, and they were complaining about, menu log and Uber Eats, how they were like taking up to like 30% of the
Oh,
price of their what they say of their sale, and they were really dirty. And the only reason why they kept it going is because it gave them some sort of exposure on
mm,
the world marketplace. So this is even better because not only do they have their the exposure on the marketplace, but it also accepting Bitcoin Cash is like an identified separation into, even if you're not in Bitcoin Cash, if you advertise yourself as accepting Bitcoin Cash, it's like a jolt into the normie's brain that, oh, what's this guy's different from, say, the coffee
mm.
shop that's right next door.
Yeah, this delivery apps really charge a lot. And
Yeah,
I know in some places in the Philippines where one company has a monopoly of the delivery services, they charge up to 40%. The
mm,
price markup is up to 40%.
mm,
But I'd note that Paytaca, the marketplace is a revenue stream for Paytaca. It's a platform where we derive revenue. So we still charge a markup price, but
mm,
that's only 10%.
mm,
So
mm,
a huge gap, a big difference compared to alternatives. So 10% versus 20 to 40% or 30 to 40%.
mm,
That's a big difference.
mm, mm. Okay, cool. So just say I'm a merchant and I have some sales. I have some sales. What can I do? Maybe I want to cash out. Is there some way I can cash out my Bitcoin Cash for fiat currency?
So there are a number of options. The the app, so the Paytaka app has a built-in P2P exchange.
Hmm.
So our merchants can just sell their Bitcoin Cash, and they have a
Hmm.
number of buyers in the exchange. and this is peer to peer. So the transaction is between the buyer and the seller.
Mm,
Um, but for merchants that we have onboarded here in the Philippines, we always guarantee that we will buy their Bitcoin Cash. So it will be hassle free for them. But
right.
we have to make sure that those are actual sales. So we always say that you cannot just buy BCH from somewhere and then sell it to us. We only
Yeah.
guarantee that we will buy BCH based on the sales that you have. So
Mm,
that's a service from us so that they don't have to go through all this hassle of
mm,
even selling through the P2P exchange or worse going to centralized exchanges where there's a lot of processes that needs to be done.
mhm,
So we make it hassle free for our merchants to sell
mm.
their Bitcoin cash out to Philippine pesos.
Is that something that I can do here in Australia? Like if I wanted to be, say, an underwriter, am I able to jump on board with Paytaca and become an underwriter for our businesses here in Australia through this application?
Yeah, so we designed the platforms, this marketplace and P2P exchange to work globally. It can work anywhere. So we will be working with partners like you in Australia,
Yep.
somebody
Mm-hmm.
in Brazil, somebody in Nigeria. We'll work with partners to help us onboard the merchants. We will provide the training, we will provide the marketing materials, the collaterals. Uh, we can provide whatever we can provide to support the onboarding of merchants and the training. And then, yeah, you can facilitate the onboarding of riders also. So you assemble this team, the onboarder and the riders and the marketers. And and we are even planning to do like a commission-based compensation for all the onboarders who will partner with us. This is something that we need to finalize still.
That's a
Um,
great
but yeah.
that's a great point that you brought up here because I did Bitcoin Cash curation for about 18 months. Full time for about 12 to 13 months. I did it full time. And I can tell you now, Capitan, it's very expensive to maintain, look after not only 200 plus merchants, but to educate the general people in the community and drive up hype and business to send them to the merchants and have that economy going around. So I'm very excited that something like this can help people like myself who have given basically their lives into this uh, noble currency, Bitcoin Cash, to be able to be serious, not because I believe there's the Bible says, don't muzzle the ox. And what happens is when someone like myself goes full time for a year or two, we might get sponsorship from a few places, but we end up spending our own Bitcoin
Mm.
Cash. We end up spending our own money because we're trying to build there for the greater good, you know. And so it's one of those things where people will criticize you for getting sponsorship or being paid to spread Bitcoin Cash adoption. But it's the same with Visa and MasterCard. They spent millions of dollars having their people go out to start up their network. And now look at it. Everyone's just tap and go, know what I mean? And with the CBDCs coming in and a cashless economy coming in, Bitcoin Cash is the new cash. And if we don't get started now, it may be too late. So I just really thank you, Maraming Salamat for using that wonderful brain that you have and developing a team there in the Philippines. And I'm excited to help in whatever way I can to get it to be a global application.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. So that's really has been like our like the holy grail for Paytaka is to discover a way to make merchant adoption of BCH sustainable. And sustainable, what we mean by that is to generate revenue from it, because we cannot just
Mm,
depend on donations all the time, or like the generous support of whales in order to continue the work that you, for example, has been doing for years. um,
mm,
just like what Mastercard or Visa is doing, so they spend a lot of money on this, but it's because they make money out of this, right? So
mm,
we want to discover a business model that could work, with merchant adoption as a base, and then build the platforms. Because
mm,
luckily, we are using Bitcoin Cash, and we know it's low cost to transfer, right, per transaction.
mm,
It it allows for companies like us to come up with product offerings where we can put fees on top. Because imagine if you are using a coin that already has a big fee per transfer, and then you as a company trying to build something profitable, you can't anymore because the fee itself is very, very high. So BCH is really um, best suited for what we are doing in Paytaca.
mm.
Um, it facilitates digital permissionless transfer of value. At the same time, it's low cost. The transaction fee is very low. And it has smart contracts that allow us to build these escrow systems. It's very fast. You can have uh, even finality of the transaction, like a safe zero confirmation transaction. In a few seconds, practically your payment is final. So all of these properties give us like the superpowers to achieve what we are trying to achieve here. And yeah, it needs to be sustainable, it needs to be profitable so that all our work as merchant onboarders will be rewarded, will be compensated without depending continually on donations.
I like that idea because this, like for me, I'm one of those guys that do not like to ask for help. I don't like asking for help. I don't like asking for money. I know it's probably a dumb thing, but I'm just very conservative. Even though there's a extrovertness about me, I'm very conservative, and I feel like I feel like it's wrong to ask for people for money. You know what I mean? And I almost feel guilty, unless someone just, that's why I have my QR code on my YouTube channel. So if someone feels free to donate, they can if they want. But it's not sustainable. And like you said, and for the Bitcoin Cash to remain sustainable, it needs a sustainable model. And I'm so glad that you guys have come up with a model and developing, fine tuning this model because there was this YouTuber. I think he was an expat um, millionaire or something like that. Some sort of show. I forget the exact name, but it was in a Reddit post where these guys went to St. Martin's and they went to pay for certain things because they heard about how you can go to St. Kitts and Martin's and use the Bitcoin Cash there. And what they found, and this is what my observation was, because I find it here in the Bitcoin Cash City, if I'm not careful, if I don't do the rounds and curate, you need a curator to keep in touch with your merchants, keep them, keep the retention.
Mm.
And what I
Yeah.
what I what I discerned is because they only had the one transaction or a few transactions a year ago when the Bitcoin Cash conference was around and prior to that, then it went out of the merchant's mind. They forgot about it, and even though they had the sticker up, when someone random came to pay, they missed out on a sale because they just threw it out the door because no one was using it. And to me, I don't understand that because if I'm a merchant, if someone came, even if it was a year later, I'll still accept it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, oh wow, yeah, okay, look, yeah, we accept it and do it again. But because it was so long, and it happens here in the Bitcoin Cash City, I gotta admit, and this is why my retention has been better than others prior, is because I keep in loop, I keep in contact with them. They may not have it. I don't promise them, transactions, every week that it's going to bring a big influx, but I do say, look, it sets you apart. You will get that random transaction, and you will get that random customer that chose you because you accept Bitcoin Cash. And just today, Joel from NQ Productions, which is basically a place where they hire out musical instruments and sound stages and sound equipment for events, right?
Mhm.
They got a transaction out of the blue, a request from a church that I've onboarded here that are doing a big conference, a church conference, and
Yeah.
they chose this merchant because they accept Bitcoin Cash. And because they got people that are in the church, they tithe in Bitcoin Cash, they give in Bitcoin Cash, they get donations from overseas and that sort of stuff. And they use their Bitcoin Cash to fund ministries overseas and host ministers here, like visiting ministers here in the Bitcoin Cash City. And so now they're having a conference that they're putting on from different people around the state and international, statewide to come and visit, and they've decided to employ NQ Productions because they accept Bitcoin Cash. And so Joel rings me
Wow.
up and he says, "Jace, it's been I think almost a year since I've received my last transaction. What do I do?" you know, and and so with Paytaca, they've got the underwriting available to them if they want to be set up on that system. Of course, they've got the POS to be on the merchant map as well. But just going
Mhm.
to what you're saying, so someone like me who is devoted to the cause, the greater good, it just enables guys like us to stay connected, devote say a day or two a week even to go around and make sure that the merchants are happy and they're still on board.
It's really exciting to see what we have started here, like a small corner in the Philippines, and see it grow and have dedicated supporters in different parts of the world. That's awesome. We're very grateful to see such developments happen.
Well, I think your approach of thinking locally, but like thinking globally, but acting locally, I think it's been very good, uh, because you got to test run it in your local area to find these things out, and so um, going out further, expanding your reach out there. I think the next thing is like I've just done this, opened up my peer-to-peer exchange. I think from my end, I could probably help you with getting more people on your peer-to-peer exchange to drive up users on there, because I see that as vital as well for our merchants. Our merchants can utilize that and be a source for someone like myself or a lot of the Bitcoin Cash City citizens who just want to buy Bitcoin Cash, non KYC, or supporting the local
Mm.
economy. Because uh, myself, the guys at Code Valley, Aptizio, they got the companies here and the people here in the Bitcoin Cash City. We want to keep the coins off the exchange. We keep the coins
Yeah.
off the exchange. The rising tide lifts all boats because it creates more of a supply and demand on the exchange. So you keep them off the exchange, keep them circulating, and just add more in and keep circulating around. I think that's very, very good for the whole economy as a global thing. Um, you're talking about Nigeria. I've got contacts in Uganda, and so
Oh,
I see it as this is a way to help uh, grow economic opportunities not only for the third world, like from the third world to the first world. Um, this is truly great what you're doing here, and so I'm looking forward to be and guided and trained by you on how to best utilize these applications. And I'll use what I have to in my nuance to spread the word. So we can have training videos in different flavors um, and stuff like that. Yeah. Um, question it.
Oh,
Yeah. So
mm,
I guess a question I would have is I'm a guy that likes to sync wallets. So I suppose the syncing with the wallet app to the desktop app, say for the P2P exchange. Would I be able to have the same Bitcoin JSON on my phone and on my web desktop as well?
yeah, yeah. It's synchronized. So as long as you are using the same wallet means same seed phrase used.
Same
As
seed
long as you're
phrase.
using the same wallet, yeah, say, on different devices, you should still be able to use the same username in the
Okay.
P2P exchange. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll try that out later. All right. So what is your top three goals right now that you would like to see happen, say, there in the Philippines and here in Australia?
One of the goals that we have already partly achieved is
Hmm.
launching the marketplace.
Yep.
So this is such a milestone for us because this is like the one of our uh, approaches towards achieving a sustainable merchant adoption. But this is just one of many. The marketplace will be one of those revenue generating
Hmm.
platforms. But obviously, it's not going to be easy to grow this. So one of the goals we have short term is to increase the number of users, the number of orders in the marketplace, the volume of orders on a daily basis. Um, we project that at the current basket size of the orders, like we are receiving a few orders every day, but if we can scale this to like 500 orders per day, we will be profitable at the current burn rate. So
Mm,
from around 5 to 10 orders daily that we receive now, if we can scale that to 500 orders by just doing all these partnerships with you in Australia, with other partners in other countries, in all the major cities in the Philippines, I think 500 is even a low number. We can go thousands of orders per day, and if we
mm,
can reach that goal, then it's golden. It's you know
mm,
become
mm,
unstoppable
mm,
in spreading the use of Bitcoin Cash for commerce, real world commerce. So that's my my goal. That's what I want to see Paytaca achieve in the next few months, a few years.
mm, mm, mm. Well, I'm gutted that my idea that I had planned is already been created and been implemented. But I'm glad it's you, and I'm glad it is working, and I'm glad that we have something to go for from because this the marketplace is something that's been missing from the merchants in the Bitcoin Cash space, and it's something that I definitely can utilize. And I see this as a value added service that we can apply to our existing merchants. And I just want to thank you and the team for that. And I will get started in um, in telling people about it.
Good, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for your time. And just remember, guys, if you've got Bitcoin Cash, you are, I am, we're all Satoshi.